some of the venues that I used in the city. This small house is the small art center that is located in the area called Koganecho. Koganecho is an area where there's many prostitutions and also the mafias, which is very common in every city that has developed near the harbor, I think. And within this space, it's a place that many Japanese film directors made a film, because the city itself is very attractive in terms of making a film, but there was very few people who really took the film there because it was too dangerous place. So there is a famous film called Heaven and Hell by Akira Kurosawa, but he couldn't access to this area. So instead of Akira Kurosawa, one Malaysian and Japanese artist made a new remake of Heaven and Hell within this area. So they actually took the film in this area. Another venue we used outside of the art center is the zoo. There's a zoo called Nogeyama Zoo, which everybody can enter with free commission. So it's very popular among the local residents. And we showed the three works of Japanese artists here. And it's of course this is one of the most audience went to see, even the families. And we opened this space for 3 months. The festival itself is 1 month, but this place has been opened beforehand. And another place that we used is a Shinkopia. This is a big storage place. It's not a storage, but it was actually first made for the Yokohama Triennale and haven't been used for other purpose. And when you enter this Shinkopia place, there's a big, huge air dome of planetarium. Of course, planetarium is not a work of art, but this is a work of, this is images invented by the scientists. And we commissioned the planetarium to ask the fieldwork sound artists to put the sound to the planetarium. And in the next room, you see the shadow play by one Indonesian artist. So the shadow play is a kind of the origin of the images, but at the end of this room, you also see the works using the latest technology like internet. So this Shinkopia is the place that we want to dedicate people to encourage in the image production. So the first room is dedicated to the audience to have the idea of what kind of different practice of image making are happening in the world. And there's 2 paths going to the next room. And one path is dedicated to the monitors with 80 different moving images of scientists. And the second path is showing the works that is related with images and the texts. And at the end of the room, the audience will see the works by Kazuhiko Hachiya, which is using the Twitters and also the Tumblr, which is very common web service we have now. And we also have a very big theater to show some of the exchange programs with the other festival, like Dot Move Festival, or festival in UK, or festival in Korea. And this is a picture of one of the most popular workshop we had. This is called the Neighborhood Cinema Club. This workshop is conceived by the prominent film director called Michel Gondry. He conceived of this workshop to ask the people who have never made a film before, but if they came to participate in the workshop with a group, they can make a film within 3 hours. So there's very nice instructions that people can follow. And there's 2 nice things about this workshop. One is that it's very, very fun to see the cinema that you are participating. And the second thing is that it's a very radical thing about this workshop, which is there's no directors. If director is making a film, everybody have to follow him. So his director is like a dictator. But if you don't have a director, everybody have to participate. So the distance between the participants and the cinema is all equal. So this workshop became very, very popular, and we actually made like 18 cinemas, and most of them are uploaded in the YouTube now. And the last room of Syncopia is totally dedicated to the do-it-yourself kind of media activities. The first work on the picture is this one. Is introducing the works or projects by graffiti research laboratories. They are using the technologies of like big projectors, computers, or video cameras, but they opened up their programs to everybody can make their project like laser tag. We asked the volunteers of local residents to make these projects, and we have been working with these volunteers for 6 months before the exhibition. And there are other organizations, like non-profit organizations, who have never used video images or internet in their activities, but some of them are very, very active in the working with homeless people or disabled people who usually these people are not appear in the mass media. But once we give the equipment and very nice internet connections, they try to do many interviews and workshops and using these media technologies for their activities. So all these activities happen within 30 days. And this is a kind of broadcasting station we made with the volunteers. These people also have never used these cameras or computers. Well, of course, some young people had used computers before, but most of them have never done like editing or broadcasting. But during the festival time, they tried to do live streaming and making programs with the audience who came to the site, to the venue, and they tried to interview, and they can speak whatever they can speak. And sometimes they claim about the festival, and so different voices will be uploaded in our website. This space became very, very active during the festival time. And now this broadcasting team has been trying to make a connection with a local TV station, and they will probably have one program every Sunday now. So this is a totally different use of the venue I proposed. And one is very, I would say, conventional exhibition, but one is the very more activity-based and event-based place. And another venue we used is a very conventional theater for the screening. There was a total of 25 programs over 11 days, including like Asian premiere of Pepperminta by Pipirotti Wrists, or work submission to our competition. Competition was another big project we did. And also we did some screenings of the young Japanese film directors, animations, And we also did some selections of the China, Egypt, and Korean video works. And in terms of this competition, we received 1,000 applicants from 42 countries, including film, animation, documentary, performance, installations, and some online works and photographs. And we didn't make a category to this competition, and we asked the juries from the different background, like film directors, or the president of the distribution companies, or the curators, or the video activists. And these juries sincerely discussed about what is the future of the moving image practices. As a result, we gave the prize to the students, 25 years old students, who is using the web service called Tumblr, and we showed his work in the Shinkopier. And I'll also show you the photograph of the opening performance we did. This is the performance we call Blackout Expo, which is a funny name. This is the collaboration between Japanese young performer, dancers, and also two media artists. As you see, this is not like a theater environment. The audience have to move around to follow the dancers. And all these balloons or the electric fans are moving and make an object moving by chances. And sometimes all the lights go off and you see nothing. And when the lights turn on, the performers disappeared or went to somewhere, so you have to really move around to find them. So different things, different performances are happening at the same time. And at the end, you will lose the boundaries of the who is the dancer and who was the audience. And the audience have to participate in like moving your bodies to involved in this project. This performance has been very well accepted. Of course, this is not really high-tech performance like down type, but I think the use of the electric equipments in a very embodied experience like this was very intriguing for me. So to conclude my presentation, what I really focused on this festival in comparison with the exhibitions I make for the museum is that in the museum I usually care for the like history of the art, or the definition of the art, or media specificity, which usually goes for the more vertical axis. But for this festival, I try to focus on more horizontal axis. For example, to have the artists from different backgrounds, like visual arts, media arts, music, performances, and also the idea of DIY culture, which uses technology in more creative way, even sometimes different from its original use of the technology. Or to encourage amateur people to participate in media activities. Most of them never had the experience of speaking out in the public spaces and had responses from the other people. And I'll also give example of one of the successful events we had was a VJ event, which I asked 4 underground VJs to use the video footage of the NHK. NHK is one of the biggest government-related broadcasting company. So these VJs use the video footages that NHK use for the TV news or documentaries. So One of the most important things which I found during this festival is how can we access to these images we want to use, which is usually controlled by the government or companies. But when these images are easy to use for the people, people can really start to produce their own images and communicate with these moving images. This is the issue which probably goes out of the context of art, but it is very vital for the people living in contemporary society. And by going horizontal direction rather than vertical, we will find more close relationship over media technology and our everyday life. Thank you very much.
수미토모 씨랑은 제가 그 일본 제표 파운데이션에서 같이 일을 하자 그래서 같이 중국에서 다음 분은요 호주에서 오셨는데요. 호주의 멜번에 있는 엑스페리멘타라는 기관에서 디렉터로 계시는 젠 리즈이크 씨입니다. 죄송합니다. 제가 실수를 했습니다. 네, 젠이 그 엑스페리멘타에 있는 에서 열리는 비엔날레에 대해서 멜번에서 열리는 비엔날레에 대해서 말씀을 해주시고요. 호주의 작가들도 소개해 주시겠습니다.
It's okay. I can be quick too. I thought I had 15 minutes, but if there's time, I can run you through the next exhibition we're presenting in February as well. So thank you to Kim Sang-jung, to Asia Link, and to the Korea Foundation, and also to all my Korean colleagues who've taken the time to meet with me and my Australian colleagues this week. It's been a really good visit so far. My talk is going to introduce you to Experimental Media Arts, which is located in Melbourne, Australia, and also to highlight some Australian media artists. Then I might take you through our upcoming exhibition, which showcases some more international and Australian artists. Experimenta is respected as Australia's leading organisation dedicated to commissioning, exhibiting and promoting the most advanced media and technology-based art. With our society so powerfully driven by technological change and the information economy, Experimenta's mission to stimulate innovation and enrich all of our lives into the 20th century is not only acutely relevant, but also increasingly important. And to tell you a little bit about Experimenta, we are a really small organization. We only have 4 full-time staff and 2 part-time staff. We are a free organization. To come to our exhibitions is always free. And we show 50% international work and 50% Australian work about there. And what we do is we have a Biennale of media art. It launches in Melbourne at the Arts Centre, which is pictured with the teacups. And then we tour that exhibition for 2 years all around Australia. And then sometimes we also take a component of that and we'll tour it overseas. These are some images from our previous exhibitions. This is Vanishing Point, which was 2005. And Australians love audience numbers. So we have a diverse and large audience. House of Tomorrow in 2004 to 2005 attracted 122,000 people. Vanishing Point in 2005 to 2007, 160,000 people. And Playground, which is still touring, will expect about 140,000 people. And that's quite big numbers for our organization and for Australia. Our population is about, the whole country is about the size of Seoul. So we are impressed with these figures. This is an advertisement for our next show, but I'll show you more of that later. One thing that we do, which I think is quite unique, is commission new media artwork from Australian artists. So this is a little video to show you. It's an artwork by Isabel Knowles and Van Zalrijn, and it's an animation work. And you put your face into a hole, and it captures your image on the screen, and then you go through these scenes. And there'll also be a portion of this on our website, so you can log on and use the camera on your computer to create your own little scenarios. This is another commission that we've commissioned by Kit Wise. It's a HD digital video animation, single channel projection, and it also is installed with a mirror at the bottom to give it an infinity sculptural look. And there's a description of all of these works that I'm showing in the book, so you can read more about them. This is the final commission for our show. It's by Marco Bresciani. And what it is you walk up to a screen or a picture frame, and it captures your face on the picture frame, and then it over the course of a few seconds, it ages you. So I'll just go back. You can watch yourself get old. Could be horrible. People might hate this work. This is one of our older commissions by Australian media artist Lynette Woolworth, and it's an interactive projection, and it was projected at Federation Square, a big public building in Melbourne. This is a work by Daniel Crooks. He's a Melbourne-based media artist. I think this work speaks quite nicely to what Mr. Park was saying before about the flow of time. He time splices these videos, so one person is always presented in the past, the present, and the future. He's a very important Melbourne artist. He won the Basil Sellers Art Prize, and we work with him quite a bit at Experimenta. These videos, I mean, they don't do the work all that much justice, but I think it's nice to introduce you to how the work looks a bit. This is an example of a Melbourne, an Australian media artist named Craig Walsh. It's a projection installation in Sydney. This project was put in this area because it was quite a quiet area at night. It's a financial district, so lots of bank buildings. And what Craig did is created little models of the bank in his studio, filled them with little chairs, little desks, and then he filled those models with water and fish, and then he back projected it onto the windows so that if you were watching it from outside, it looked like the bank has been overtaken by fish. A slide to show a light-based artist. He's a projection artist named Ian DeGrucci. And some examples of the work, he does large-scale projection installations on bridges, buildings. This is a video from artist Sean Gladwell. He represented Australia in the Venice Biennale this year. And he works a lot with youth and street culture. This is just to tell you a little bit about another arm of our business, which is consultancy. And what we do is, for instance, on the top picture, we partnered with ANZ Bank. They commissioned us, we were commissioned by them we were an art consultant, and we commissioned the artist, Daniel Crooks, to do a large public installation in their building. And what it is, it's kind of a thinking outside the box opportunity for an artist. So It's a very large project. It's a 15-meter backlit projection screen. And the bottom one is a project that we were art consultants for, Life Lab at Digital Harbour, which is in the Docklands, which is a new business development area in Melbourne. And we were commissioned to make this work with artist Troy Innocent. It's a public sculpture, so those symbols on those totem poles, you can also download an iPhone application, and then on your iPhone the symbols match sounds, so when you walk through the public sculpture you can create your own symphony. And if you don't have an iPhone, you can also just, the totems will make their own sound for you. It's still interactive if you don't have an iPhone. We also do international projects, so we have gone to IZEA in Singapore, Under the Radar, partnered with FACT in the UK. We've come to the Seoul International Midiaartbiennaale in Korea. We've gone to the Multimedia Art in Asia Pacific in Singapore and China, Emoticon Artificial in Brazil, and more recently, last month, we went to Creative Industries Week in Shanghai, China. We brought a small exhibition there. We also do some other partnerships as part of our Biennale of Media Art. We partner with Fed Square Screen, which is a large public screen in Melbourne. We don't have many public screens in Melbourne, but we do have this one. We also have a film program at the Australian Centre for the Moving Image, just behind here. We run a film program there. We also partner with local artist-run centres to present some artworks there as well. So that's the end of that presentation. The next one? Yeah?
잠깐만요. 비엔날레를 2년마다 하고 있어서 그것도 같이 보면 좋을 것 같아서.
Okay. So our next Biennale is in February. So maybe this is just a little teaser for February to try and get you guys all to Australia to come see our Biennale. It'll go in Melbourne from the 11th of February to the 14th of March. And then we'll be touring to Sydney and Queensland and to WA, Western Australia. Some of these you may have seen, so I'll just skip over them. You saw Marco. You saw Kit. This is a work by Shobha Gupta. She's an Indian artist. And it is a light, you stand in front of a light box, and these strings attached to your head, and then you're kind of covered in rubbish, and you can't shake off the rubbish unless you go up close to someone beside you, and then the rubbish can get magneted to them. I think I missed. I'll go to this one. This will be outside the art center to entice people to come inside. It's a. I'll speak before I add here. It's a flight case, and it's got a LCD screen at the bottom. It says "Dance to start the party." And the more you dance and get going, the more the box, rewards you with light and disco balls and techno music and fog machines. The video is a bit sarcastic. You can see how it works. This is a work by Kusma Flora. It's called the Kusma Flora by Senna-Coven. They're French artists. And what they are is live plants. And they'll hang from the gallery ceiling, and when you touch the plants, they make music. Right now my office is full of plants because we know that these will all die, so we're going to replace them every day. This is a work by William Kentridge. a very good video, so I wanted to show you. I think that this work was already shown, so obviously it gets around. This is Life Rider by Laurent and Krista from Austria. This is a 3-channel projection by Russian artist ASNS. It was also in the previous MS Biennale. Work by Hans-Peter Feldman from Germany. It's kind of borderline media art, this work, really. It's more of a shadow work, shadow and light. It does have moving sculptural bits to it, but I think it'll be a crowd favorite, really. It's quite charming. A work called Primetime Paradise comes from the Netherlands Media Art Institute. It's a small video work, it's a silent work, and it's images from the newspaper that have been flattened and made static, and then a camera fly-through to kind of capture the horrible moments in life, really. Our exhibition, sorry, I should have said, in February is called Utopia Now, and it's dealing with dystopia and utopia and how artists are responding to their current environment. This is the work by Chao Fei, Chinese artist. This is only half of the video. The first half of the video shows the factory workers just at their mundane station in the factory. The second half of the video shows them living out their dreams and fantasies within their work environment. Animation by a Chinese artist called Bu Wang. It's a really bad video, but it's a little flash animation. It's just quite cute. Australian artist Stuart Ringholt. It's a video. Instead of planting the tree kind of pops up from underneath the ground. Another Australian video artist, Christopher Fulham. This is still from his video, and it's actually people coming out of a furniture shop, IKEA. And they're supposed to be all happy, filled with joy because they've just been shopping, but they all look extremely depressed. Another little video by Michael Burton, UK artist, called Nanotopia 2006. This is maybe more on the dystopian side of things. It's about genetic manipulation. You can watch this video on YouTube. It's a bit long to show, but it's quite interesting. It's very dark humor. Canadian artist Patrick Benatches. It's a short film. Kwang Yu Tsui, Chinese artist. We show him in every Biennale. We also show Jun Bum Park in almost every Biennale. Just another kind of quirky artist. This is a performance by Momoyo Tomitsu. She will come out to Melbourne and do 3 performances. What she does is she has a life-size robot, businessman robot, and he crawls up and down the streets in the financial district of the city. She tends to him. She takes his pants down and fiddles with his electronics and pulls his pants back up and disturbs the city streets. We've got a Fed Square program. Won't go through all the works, but I will explain the couple interactive works. This is a work that you use your mobile phone with. So you phone a VoIP number, and then you use your mobile phone and you control the bubbles for these 2 people by blowing into your mobile phone. So the harder you blow, the bigger the bubble gets, and the less you blow, it sags down. And this will be on the big screen in the city. A couple more videos that we'll be showing. And we also have a video box program, which is all Australian video artists, but it's not fully curated, so I don't think I can go through that one. That is February. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.